Election season is in full swing in Mongolia. The country of 3 million goes to the polls Thursday to elect a new parliament, and candidates are working overtime to get their messages out. Mongolia sits atop vast reserves of coal, copper, and gold, and mining revenues have made it one of the fastest growing economies in the world, with GDP growth of nearly 20%. Mining is understandably a key issue in this year's election. During political rallies or informal campaigning on the street, voters ask again and again how their country's resources will benefit them. In central Ulaanbaatar, evidence of mining riches is everywhere. But not everyone has benefited equally, and on the outskirts of town, many live in poverty. Even here, though, they are optimistic about their future. The mining boom has raised the thorny issue of corruption and the question of whether Mongolia can avoid the so-called resources curse. Graft has long been a problem, and Mongolia is currently in the middle of its highest-level corruption trial ever. Former President Nambaryn Enkhbayar has been charged with 5 counts of corruption, charges he says have been fabricated by his political enemies. Mongolia's president denies that the case is politically motivated and says his fight against corruption is helping the country.
I have a firm belief that the mortal enemy to open society, especially to emerging democracies, is corruption. And also we have to address bad governance issue.
He adds that economic diversification is crucial for Mongolia to ensure balanced growth. Ultimately, the president is optimistic that his country will develop into a stable, wealthy society like Norway or Canada.
I think Mongolia will succeed because Mongolia is an open country, because Mongolia is governed by the agenda of our people.
Heading to the polls on Thursday, people will make their agenda heard. Surveys indicate that voters may oust the incumbent Mongolian People's Party and give new faces a chance in parliament. In a few weeks, Mongolia may have a new government, a true test of whether people have been happy with the status quo. This is Leslie Hook for the Financial Times.